Today, I'm casting a silver alloy whose composition was defined by an act of British Parliament, Britannia silver. You likely have never heard of it before. So kick back and watch me make some Britannia ingots from scratch while I explain its origin story. The year was 1697. The English government had changed the legal standard for all silver items made from alloy silver, bringing it in to the sterling standard, which was 92.5% fine silver and 7.5% copper, to the new 23 parts fine silver for 1 part copper, a 95.8% silver purity. The act was called an Act for the better preventing of the counterfeiting of the current coin of this realm, and for the making of plate of pure and fixed silver. Yeah, don't worry, because henceforth it will be referred to as the Act of 1697, because I'm a simpleton. This new act was created not for beauty, but for control. During the 1690s, England faced a currency crisis. Silver coins were being clipped, melted, or even exported because the bullion inside of them was worth more than the coin's face value. Many silversmiths were melting the silver coins because it already was refined and consistent, ideal for making tablewares and decorative items, and all at a discounted price. Parliament needed this to stop. The higher purity requirement wasn't about increasing quality, it was an economic firewall. Translation: Parliament was making a statement that sterling coins were no longer a tool for artistry. It was for keeping the kingdom from going broke. Or at least trying. Let me see if I can set the scene. We're in London in the 1690s. Silversmiths quietly melting down the very currency that keeps the nation running. There was currently no legal recourse to prohibit their actions, but as the crisis deepened, Parliament made it illegal to melt or export coin silver, culminating in the Act of 1696 that implemented the Britannia standard the very next year. This new alloy standard ensured that coin silver, minted with sterling, could no longer legally be used for making silver wares. And because the coin did not meet the purity requirement, it would make it less desirable for smiths to continue melting the coins anyway. The act also required each piece to be assayed and hallmarked, replacing the line passant with a seated Britannia to confirm compliance. If a silversmith made or sold silver items below this new standard, or failed to hallmark it properly, the law prescribed forfeiture. The item or its value was confiscated, half to the crown and half to whoever reported it. There would also be fined court fees and the threat of jail for repeat offenses. Silversmiths of the time were not thrilled with this new alloy. Although Britannia silver was purer than sterling, smiths quickly learned that purity came at a steep price. The higher silver content made the alloy noticeably softer. Although beautiful and more resistant to tarnish, it was more susceptible to physical wear. Everyday items like cutlery, tankards, and serving pieces wore down faster, lost their shape, and scratched more easily than sterling. And the tradesmen soon began complaining that it was unfit for serviceable wares. This included an official remark from the Worshipful Company of Goldsmiths, one of London's historic 12 great livery companies, which was responsible for the testing and hallmarking of all precious metals in England since the 14th century. They stated that Britannia was too soft for articles in daily use, backing the silversmiths' complaints. Because of this pressure from the smithing community, by 1720, Parliament re-legalized the sterling standard, restoring the 92.5% alloy that the craftsmen preferred. Britannia silver remained on the books as an optional higher standard, used mostly for prestige or commemorative works. Here, we have the finished wire ingots, 95.8% silver purity, the same fineness defined in the Act of 1697. If this is the first time seeing an ingot this shape, They're used to make wire for jewelry. It'll be drawn down using a rolling mill and then pulled through draw plates to achieve the desired diameter, and it'll be used to make necklaces. You may have never heard of Britannia silver either, but it is still recognized by the British hallmark system. The symbol still remains the seed of Britannia, unchanged since the 17th century. Also, only a few decades ago, the Royal Mint began releasing Britannia silver coins in 1997 with the same 95.8% purity, although the Mint did opt to change the purity to 99.9% starting in 2013. So what began as an attempt to keep the silversmiths from melting coinage ended up creating a brand new coin nearly 3 centuries later. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Also, please help support the channel with a like and a subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.